for the purpose of kind of, it's hard to dive into the whole color script, but to get a better idea, let's dive into one sequence.
So let's take a look at this particular sequence. And this description says contrast warm and cool for Lotso's tragic journey. So this is the backstory of Lotso in the middle of the film.
And Lotso, if you haven't watched the film yet, is the antagonist of the film. So this is the backstory of our kind of villain.
Exactly. This is early on concept paintings I've done. I had this idea that we can use this yellow theme for this girl Daisy, Lotso's previous owner. And then Lotso turns into this villain character, and his pink becomes almost gray-like. And basically, the backstory tells you how this vivid, beautiful pink Lotso turns into this gray, monstrous character.
Another thing to mention overall about this sequence that's really fun is that it's a flashback. So it's always a nice opportunity when you get a flashback to kind of break the visual language of some of the film, make a few bolder choices. But we always start with reference.
Yeah, doing the research, it's kind of fun. Our director Lee was interested in doing some photography kind of treatment, and we went over this in lesson 7. We looked into Domino and Amelie's Schindler's List and Hero. They had this really interesting sort of color manipulation over their films. And particularly, we were very interested in this idea that the whole world is in one color, and then the character has this different color.
And at the same time, we're working closely in design, trying to design this memory. It's basically this flashback memory. And so we kept the sets very sparse and worked very closely, working with dice and lighting. We tried to plan for where lights would be and for how the set might be able to support it. But really, in this sequence, it's really not about the set design. It's really about the character. So we really took a kind of a back seat overall in designing this.
Yeah, what's really fun about this memory is that it's not so much that everything looked yellow like this. It's most likely it looks just like a normal thing where it's very colorful and different colors everywhere, but it is Lotso's memory. And although the story was told through the clown character, it's Lotso's painful memory. And the only thing Lotso remembers is the color of Daisy, which is yellow. And, we went over that color symbolism in the previous lesson. But we picked the yellow for Lotso's tragic past, the Daisy's color. And everything is yellow because that's how he remembers. He doesn't care what details of other objects in this memory. Everything he remembered was Daisy. So as we sort of designed the whole sequence, this is the color keys that Robert and I did it together. The idea was that in this world of yellow, he was having a blast. His pink is as vivid as ever because he's having a time of his life. So this is the final film frames, and let's take a look at the movie clip.
Yeah, I knew Lotso. He was a good toy, a friend. Me and him, we had the same kid, Daisy.
So you can see here, Daisy's opening the box, and there's our bright, brand new pink Lotso, and this overall yellow palette. And there's Lotso, super bright pink in a very warm yellow environment.
Yeah, like almost looks out of place. Right? It's definitely not realistic at all. But this is how much he was having, the best time of his life.
Daisy goes away, falls asleep.
Everything is yellow, the light and the material colors, everything. But look how his color still stays vivid because he has not given up.
Even in this wide shot, you pick out this little hit of pink. And you can see here, the storm clouds are kind of coming in. They're starting to come in, so we introduced a bit of this gray. But there's this big moment of reveal. He's still pink.
And then watch. the vivid pink is completely taken over by the new Lotso, and himself lost the saturated pink.
And it's begun to rain. It's really, the rain is kind of this emotional metaphor for how Lotso feels inside.
Something changed that day inside Lotso.
Oh, he's still so cute and cuddly, though.
Replaced? Come on.
I love his character design.
She replaced all of us, didn't she? She don't love you no more. Now come on! We were lost, cast off, unloved, unwanted.
Such a great building of a villain. And here we see that moment. Here's that moment, right, where he becomes the Lotso we know. With his limp and the lightning. It's so pushed, right?
Yeah.
It's so pushed. But because it's a memory and a flashback, I feel like it works that way. Mm-hmm. We know that's not actually literally what happened, but it's how it felt. It's really fun.
Took over Sunny
So just to go back to the Toy Story 3 chart, I think the big important things is that the color script is a visual roadmap. And what it really is it's mapping the emotion of a film. It's tracking the emotions and how they relate to each other. It's making sure that your low moments are your low moments and your high moments are your high moments. And everything in between is kind of neatly placed to kind of add to a bigger thing. And you've done these on many films, like Monsters University. Mm-hmm. And on our own film, Dam Keeper, we did something like that too. And I think this is one approach. Right? I think when it comes to color scripting, a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. This is the way you work at it. This is the way you approach it. Mm-hmm. I don't think by any means this is something that I know for a fact that you're always constantly evolving.
Yeah.
The process by which you get to display the emotion of a story.
I think the most important thing also is how your director wants to work too. If this doesn't communicate with the director, then it doesn't mean anything. And then next thing is that what about other key visual, key staff members that are responsible for visuals, like DPs and other art directors and production designers, even animation supervisors? And you create this document so that all those guys can understand. If they don't click with this, then you come up with some other way.
Absolutely. This document's all about collaboration.